Hello everyone and welcome to this new Neoswing tutorial. Today I will teach you how to perform a short choreography I designed on Keep on Smiling, the new song by Wolfgang Lohr, produced for Smilin's tutorials. So let's have a look at it and then I will explain how to do it. Now, the fun part about this song is that if you look at the lyrics, you will notice that they contain some Neoswing steps. Now, if you know me, you already know that I'm a mess with names, and so I had to watch Smilin's videos to remember which names corresponds to which step. Oh, and by the way, if you watched Smilin's last video, well, she published a video where she does something quite similar to what you've just seen, so I just wanted to say that I didn't copy from her. I had already sent her this choreography, and she also thanked me to be one of the first Neoswingers to give a try at this song. So don't worry, we are not in a war, we are not in competition, we are actually in good relations. Now, going back to the steps, we have the stub out, which is this one, and the kickball change, which is this one, the charleston, the running man, which is this one, then the V-jump, and finally the SpongeBob, which is this move. And also some other Neoswing steps that I use to fill in the empty gaps, of course. So, as you can guess, this choreography is quite hard, and I will say something about these moves, but it would be better if you already knew at least some of them, and so I put some links in the description. But now let's get started, shall we? First of all, let's split the choreography in two parts. First we have the bridge, and then the refrain. The bridge starts at minute 125, link to the song will be in the description, and it starts like this. And stop. And here you can do a very simple move, so you bend your legs a little bit, and you give a gentle kick to the side with one foot. Meanwhile, the other foot rotates around the toe. So kick with the heel, the other one rotates around the toe, and if you put it together, it looks like this. 1 and 2 and. You do it twice, and then you flip the movement to the other side. So like this. 1 and 2 and. And you have to do it when you hear the dun-dun in the music. Because I'm not very good at singing, but the music goes more or less like this. Dun, dun, let's all gather, dun, dun, dance on, dun, dun, smiling with her, dun, dun, dance on. More or less like this. Then you do a spin, and then the refrain begins. As for the spin, I decided to go with something I like, so you bring your left arm behind your back, and you use your right arm to grab your hat. If you don't have a hat, it is still fine. And you rotate around your left foot. Meanwhile, the right foot does nothing, it simply follows the movement standing on the toe, like this. So let me show you, you do and 1. And the 1 is very important because it is actually the first step of the refrain. So let me show you again. And 1. Be sure you don't turn too much, otherwise you can't stop. And if you watch my video carefully, you will see that before doing the spin, I do 2 steps on the spot. And these are not Neoswing steps, it is just me counting how much time I have to wait before doing the spin, so that I am perfectly in time with the refrain. Now let's talk about the refrain, which is the main part. And so the refrain starts at minute 135 and it sounds like this.
Let's all do the start. Let's all do the kickball jam. Let's all do the Charleston and the running man. The jump and the SpongeBob. We don't like this bob. I just need to keep on smiling now.
And stop. Okay? And here things become a bit more complicated because we have to follow the lyrics. The first sentence is let's all do this tab out, so let's do it. And as I anticipated, we start with 1, and so we continue like this, 1 and 2, preparing for this tab out, and then we do it. So, and 3 and 4. Let me repeat. So we start like this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And to do this tab out, I suggest that you should keep your feet aligned at a 45-degree angle. Then the music says let's all do the kickball change, so let's do it. We continue and 5 and 6, and here you can land on your heel or, as I prefer, on your toe, so like this. Let me repeat, you are in this position, and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, you just flip the movement. So let me repeat from the beginning. We said 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Okay? Here the song says let's all do the Charleston, and we're gonna go forward and then backwards. So and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And here it says let's all do the running man, or and the running man, I don't remember. So here it is very important that we turn around while doing the running man, and so we do and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. So let me repeat everything from the beginning. We said 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. Okay? Well, here things start to get a bit tricky because the song says the jump and the SpongeBob, and so we had 2 steps in one sentence, and so I had to squish them together. So you are in this position and you start with the V-jump, so 1 and 2, and here notice that I didn't tap this foot because now we have to go for the SpongeBob, and so we continue and 3 and 4. You end in this position. So let me repeat from this position, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? Well, now here we have another problem because I wanted to continue with this step, which is very cool. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and this is also very iconic. But this step starts with a full tempo, so with 1. Whereas we've just done 4, and so we should start with a half tempo, with the and, if you want. And here there are 2 possible solutions. Well, either you just wait for a half tempo, so like 3 and 4, and you do nothing, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, okay? Or you go for something a bit more crazy. So you just done 4, let me repeat another time, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you do the and in midair. So you clap your feet. And. But now, of course, you can't do just that because you didn't solve the problem. You should go for 5, and you don't have time to do and 5. You see, you don't have time. And so, after clapping your feet in the air, you exchange the position of your feet, and you fall like this, in this position. I know it is very complicated, but it looks like this. And 5. Now, before you start shouting at me, well, I know there are some older people watching these videos and I don't want any responsibility, so you can just wait. You've just done 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, you wait, and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. This looks fine, okay? But for the ones who want to do this kind of stuff, okay? Well, let me show you a slow motion from the clip I posted on Instagram. So, you see I start in this position and we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. You see? And 5. Now, once you are in this position, you are at 5, so you continue like this, and 6 and 7 and 8, okay? And then you need a variation of this step that I took from Sven Otten. And it looks like this. So, and 1, this time you don't put your left foot down, and then you continue, and 2 with this foot in mid-air, and then one more time, and 3 and 4, okay? So let me show you one more time. You are in this position, so at 5 you continue, and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, okay? And you end up in this position. Now you're almost done, you just need one final move for the finale. And this is a move that I think you can't find on YouTube, so I have to explain it. And we said that you are in this position, so at 4 you continue like this, and now you need to draw a circle with your right heel, like this. Okay? Now let me give you a tip. Here you don't have to think about doing the whole circle, because if you give your foot enough momentum, it goes on its own. So you just do like this, and then you leave it. Like this. You see? It just goes on its own. Now the problem is that at a certain point you don't have to complete the circle, because you have to draw another circle with your left heel. So let me show you. From 4 we said, and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Okay? Now it is almost impossible to do it slowly, so let me do it at normal speed. You are in this position, which is 4, you continue, and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, okay? And in the end you can grab your hat, if you have one. Now I don't know if it helps, but I will show you this move in slow motion. So you see I start in this position, which is 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. And this is the end. So now let me repeat the whole refrain one more time. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Okay? Right. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. I also hope you found it useful. In any case, thank you for watching and see you in the next episode.
Let's all do the style. Let's all do the kickball jam.